Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a bright, attractive, heterosexual female with adequate hygiene who is, wait for it,
Single.
Single. Now I know what you're thinking. What? How is it possible? This bright, attractive, obviously adequately hygienic female is single. Well, let me tell you, it hasn't been easy, but I'm good at it. Very good. One of the benefits to being single is you have a lot of free time to contemplate, to take self-improvement classes, to contemplate why you take self-improvement classes. But it was in precisely such a class, a writing class, that the sensational secrets I will share with you today were born. My teacher and all the manuals kept saying, write what you know. And a light came on for me. Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, I can help you. All my experiences, all my humiliations, all my failures, which are now my successes, are all culminated in this book. Cheryl's Secrets to Staying Single. That's right. And today, absolutely free, I will share with you 3 of my favorite all-time secrets, so you too can repel any love interest. Staying single tip number 1, cats. Ladies, if you don't have them already, you need cats. At least 2. And if you have at least 2, and you still feel at risk of a relationship, you either need more cats, or you need the right kind of cats. Cats like my beloved Hobbs. Hobbs was a big, white, fluffy feline who was immediately off-putting to men who didn't like cat hair on their clothes. But he had other great qualities as well. One night, he saved me from Simone, who was a bohemian type who made it onto my couch and almost into my heart. Let me tell you about it. Simone was over, we were in the living room, and there was candlelight and soft music was playing in the back, and I saw Simone lean over to pet Hobbs, and I almost fell for him. Fortunately, Hobbs was there to break the spell. Suddenly, I could hear, whoop, whoop. And on the 4th heave, he left his regurgitated supper at Simone's feet. That was the last time I saw Simone. Staying single tip number 2. Become best friends with your ex. Now I admit, even I have slipped up from time to time and found myself in a relationship. What's important is that you learn from your mistakes and you use them to your advantage, like I do. I was once married to our good friend here, Alain. That's true. But now, not only is he just a friend, but he also acts as a natural repellent to any romantic prospect. It's true. Let me give you an example. Recently, I found myself exchanging flirtatious glances with a stranger in my neighborhood. This had built up over several weeks, until one time he saw me walking along with Alain. But then the very next day, he saw Alain and I having lunch together at a local restaurant. And then just a few days after that, he saw Alain and I carrying groceries together. So the guy must have put 2 and 2 together, obviously mistaken. And now when I pass him on the street, he looks the other way. And his expression, which used to be something like this, is now more like this. So thank you, LA. Now, look, if tips number 1 and 2 do not work for you, you have to go to tip number 3. Play the crazy card. Ladies, I know you know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, the men in the room here do. We all have a little bit of crazy inside, and all I am suggesting is that you get in touch with your own personal flavor of crazy, and you exaggerate it to the max. So, say for example, you're a little jealous by nature. Well, when your date smiles politely at the server, go nuts on him. Okay, that works. Or let's say you're just naturally a little controlling, and your date says he's going to be 5 minutes late. Go ballistic. Works every time. Or let's say you're somebody who tends to overthink things. What you need to do is overthink. Like I did once on a first date. The guy, who was really nice, but quite pretentious, accidentally dolloped a little bit of mayonnaise on his nose at the very beginning of the meal. Now, instead of just telling him, I was mesmerized. And I was like, should I tell him? How do I tell him? And as we sat there, him quoting Shakespeare with food on his face, I just couldn't get past it, and I never saw him again. So, all this to say that even if you're bright, even if you're attractive, even if you shower daily, you too can stay single. And for those of you who at the beginning of the speech said, how is it possible that this woman could be single? I'm sure by now it's clear.